Welcome back to Outsiders. I'm Daisy Cousens, filling in for Rita Panahi, and joining me is the jovial James Morrow and the remarkable Rowan Dean. Now, in addition to being a profoundly moving commemoration of an extraordinary life, the funeral of Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was a reminder that nobody does pageantry like the Brits. However, it was the raw vulnerability from the royal family as they bid their beloved matriarch a final farewell that truly struck a chord. After a tumultuous few years of the Duke and Duchess of Dreary haranguing them at seemingly every turn, it was truly gratifying to see the entire royal family uniting over their shared love of the late Queen. This begs the question, could reconciliation be on the cards for the royals and Meghan and Harry? Certainly there were flickers of that early in the mourning period, when Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were joined by Harry and Meghan to greet grieving members of the public on a walkabout. Although, to be fair, their body language indicated the reunion might be polite, but glacial. Nevertheless, since Megxit, it's always appeared to me that the royals ultimately wished to welcome Harry and Meghan back at some point. And certainly, that was the impression the late Queen gave. However, Her Majesty was an unusually placid, conciliatory woman, and it is testament to her leadership that those traits appeared to extend to the rest of the royals. But a series of events during the mourning period leads me to believe that that may not be true. Soon after the walkabout with the Waleses, it was revealed that while Meghan and Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet, will become Prince and Princess with the Queen's passing, King Charles will not give them his or her Royal Highness titles, a decision that has reportedly left Meghan and Harry furious. Then came an awkward faux pas of communication when the pair were initially invited to a glittering event at the palace hosted by the king for world leaders, but uninvited soon after, as it was clarified the event was for working royals only. And additionally, although Harry was eventually granted special permission to wear his military uniform for the vigil kept by the Queen's grandchildren after having been relieved of his honorary titles when he stepped away from royal duties, his grandmother's initials ER were stripped from the shoulder, as they are only to be worn by those in service of the monarch. But notably, the disgraced Prince Andrew was allowed to keep his ER at his vigil. Add to this the fact that at the funeral itself, the camera angled towards Meghan and Harry was obstructed by a giant candle that handily hid Meghan's face from view, which was likely not deliberate but nevertheless ironic. And I can't help but feel the royals are more opposed to reconciliation than Meghan and Harry are. This was also, I think, hinted at by King Charles in his initial address to the nation. After lavishing Prince William and Catherine with praise and listing their titles,
"Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales, Tywysog Cymru, the country whose title I've been so greatly privileged to bear during so much of my life and duty." With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to bring the marginal to the centre ground, where vital help can be given.
The king gave but a brief mention of his second son and daughter-in-law, sans honorifics.
I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
Now, this is a far cry from the Queen stating that they would always be much-loved family members in response to their whiny but vicious Oprah interview. And while I am sure that King Charles, of all the royals, would be the most enthusiastic about clearing the air with his son, Harry, he has more than a little hurt to work through. Aside from the fact that in a 2021 podcast with actor Dax Shepard, Harry accused the now king of passing down genetic pain to him.
There's no blame.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be pointing the finger or blaming anybody. But certainly when it comes to parenting, if I've experienced some form of pain or suffering because of the pain or suffering that perhaps my father or my parents had suffered, I'm going to make sure that I break that cycle so that I don't pass it on, basically. There's a lot of genetic pain and suffering that gets passed on anyway.
Yeah, and
we, as parents, we should be doing the most that we can to try and say, you know what, that happened to me, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you.
A new book by royal biographer Angela Levan claims Meghan snubbed Queen Consort Camilla Parker Bowles' offers of friendship and advice and appeared bored and disinterested by her. A stupid move by Meghan because, apart from the familial implications with her father-in-law, the king, if any of the royals knows how to get the people on side after being an object of public loathing, it's the Queen's consort. Her Late Majesty the Queen likely was the buffer between Meghan, Harry and the rest of the royals, who are no doubt quietly seething at the slings and arrows the prodigal prince and his malcontent Markle have repeatedly hurled at them. Without the Queen's steady leadership keeping the skies as clear as possible, it may be that a giant storm is about to break.